surprises, the X factors. Let's start with Syracuse.
Well, everybody knows Carmelo's going to get his. It's whether they can stop Hakeem Warwick. He is a guy that might be the best athlete on the floor. He can score as he did against Texas the first 6 points of the game. He can block shots, and he's a very, very good rebounder. I think he is a key.
For Kansas, I think it's Jeff Graves. He's a big guy that can help Collison on the board. He also can be a presence defensively, and he's got to be effective scoring the ball when he gets chances.
All right, guys, we are inching ever closer. Prelude to a championship will continue here on CBS in just a moment.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. Better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster. The new AOL for broadband. Welcome to the World Wide Web.
These are America's mean streets, where the truth is heard. And now there's a new rapper in town. A plain white rapper.
Y'all got guns? Makes me want to run. I ain't having no fun. I feel like I'm a hot dog and y'all be the bun.
Jamie Kennedy, Tay Diggs, Anthony Anderson, Regina Hall, and Snoop Dogg.
Stuart Little?
That little white rat ain't got nothing on me. Pound it.
Malibu's Most Wanted. Rated PG-13.
I'm down.
Starts April 18th.
How about something with a pool?
A hunting lodge. Kids will love that. How about something with a pool?
Lots of photos and everything else you need to choose the hotel that's right for you.
Expedia.com.
CBS Sports presents Prelude to a Championship. Sponsored by Pontiac and by Expedia.com.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Superdome here in New Orleans, and right now it is my pleasure to introduce my CBS Sports colleagues who will call tonight's national championship game, Jim Nantz and Billy Packer. Gentlemen.
All right, thank you so much, Greg. We've been fortunate enough to be at a few of these, Billy, and there is a special electricity, it seems, tonight.
I think because of the great coaches that are involved in this championship and the two great programs from great leagues, we've got a little special atmosphere here tonight.
No question. Big-time programs going for the championship. Let's talk first about the Syracuse Orangemen.
Well, we watched this young man the other night, Carmelo Anthony. Look at him back off the defender. He is so smooth no matter where he's playing on the floor. And here is the ballet dancer, Hakeem Warwick. Beautiful step-in move. He may be listed at 6'8", but he plays like a 7-footer that can really move. And then I think one of the things that you want to count on when you're playing Syracuse is to see one of the feistiest backcourt performers come along in a long time. Gary McNamara is incredible in regard to what he can do on both the offensive and the defensive end. And there he is hitting his freshman teammate, Carmelo Anthony.
All right, Billy, they'll be trying to slow down Kansas with that vaunted Syracuse 2-3.
Without question, nobody in the country plays the 2-3 more consistently or any better than Syracuse. And here you can see why. The spacing of the defense, they just don't give you many openings. And they flow with the basketball. Just when you think you have a lane, all of a sudden you run into another man. Syracuse plays it so well.
The roar is the anticipation of the rival of the Kansas Jayhawks, and here they come. On Saturday, Langford gave them such a huge lift.
One of the great drivers that we've seen in college basketball in a long time. And when you think about Kansas, you've got to think about the two seniors. Inside for Collison, outside for Heinrich. Two players that have played together for 4 years, know each other so well, and have provided great leadership for Kansas. Now, the unknown factor to me in this game is right here. Jeff Graves. Sometimes he plays like an all-conference performer. Sometimes he's in foul trouble. Kansas can ill afford that tonight.
All right, Billy, you got the two seniors and the two freshmen, the two coaches who so desperately want the titles, coming up shortly.
Hitler, The Rise of Evil, coming this May to CBS.
Blocks that way. Thanks.
You're closer to a Volkswagen than you think. In fact, really, really close.
Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's National Championship game is sponsored by Chevy Trucks, Anger Management, Singular Wireless, and by Budweiser.
Recently, all the winners of the Car and Driver Best Pickup Award got together for a little reunion. It's good to see everyone again. Silverado, the three-time winner, the only winner of Car and Driver's Best Pickup Award. Silverado, the truck from Chevy. The most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Inside that flashlight behind the new halogen bulb is something familiar. A battery. And while it may not be the biggest decision of your day, consider this. When the Rocky Mountain Rescue Group needs light to save lives, they trust Duracell. So, whether it's lighting up a mountain rescue or illuminating a world of wizards and hobbits, it just has to work. Duracell. Trusted everywhere.
This is a water-grabbing, sun-stealing, grass-killing machine. Okay, it's a dandelion, but it can wreck your lawn. Hi, I'm Ashton Ritchie with the Scotts Company. Wow, isn't this better? Scotts Turf Builder with +2 weed control is twice as effective as any other brand. Why? Scotts small particles stick to weeds better than larger ones. So Scotts works better. No wonder it's America's #1 weed and feed. Lose this and get this with Scotts Turf Builder +2.
Why do I work so hard? So I can play even harder. What's my thirst? Staying on top. What's yours? I love my job.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Louisiana Superdome for tonight's championship game between the Syracuse Orangemen and the Kansas Jayhawks. Let's meet the starting lineups. At forward for Syracuse, a 6'8" sophomore from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 1, Hakeem Warwick. At forward for Kansas, a 6'4" sophomore from Fort Worth, Texas, number 5, Keith Langford. At forward for Syracuse, a 6'8" freshman from Baltimore, Maryland, number 15, Carmelo Anthony. At forward for Kansas, a 6'9" senior from Iowa Falls, Iowa, number 4, Nick Collison. At center for Syracuse, a 7-foot sophomore from East Greenbush, New York, number 51, Craig Forth. At center for Kansas, a 6'9" junior from Lee Summit, Missouri, number 42, Jeff Graves. At guard for Syracuse, a 6'2" freshman from Scranton, Pennsylvania, number 3, Jerry McNamara. At guard for Kansas, a 6'3" senior from Sioux City, Iowa, number 10, Kurt Heinrich. At guard for Syracuse, a 6'6" senior from Bloomington, Indiana, number 13, Brett Dwaney. And at guard for Kansas, a 6'1" sophomore from Portland, Oregon, number 11, Aaron Biles. And introducing the head coaches for Syracuse, Jim Boeheim. And for Kansas, Roy Williams.
They are good friends, these two, and now they're brawling in New Orleans for the national championship. And Billy, it's time for your championship analysis.
Well, Jim, I've never been involved in a championship game with the contrast that we see in this one. Seniors versus freshmen inside, Collison against Anthony. It'll be interesting to see who gets the upper hand there. And then all of a sudden, senior and freshman on the outside. We're talking about Heinrich and McNamara. Both can play extremely well. Let's see whether the upper hand goes to senior or freshman. Now, the Jayhawk Streakers, and what I'm talking about here, is the finest fast-breaking team in college basketball. That's what the Jayhawks are. Can they get those advantages on the break as they have throughout this tournament? On the other side, you have the orange blanket, and I'm talking about a Syracuse defense that plays a 2-3 zone, holds opponents to 38%. But Kansas has had 3 halves where they've shot over 60. What's going to give?
All right, let's check in with our reporters. Billy, before the tip, here's Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, Jim, at 8 o'clock this morning, Roy Williams, his wife, former Kansas athletic director Bob Frederick, and a couple other friends took a stroll down the Mississippi, spit in the river for good luck, just that very same Roy Williams hoping that perhaps superstition will help end that long search for his first national title. Armin?
Thanks, Bonnie. You know, both Jerry McNamara and Carmelo Anthony said they had a very relaxing day. No change in their pregame routine, but both are acutely aware of what this game could mean for their head coach. Jerry McNamara said, I will be nervous, Jim, right until this moment when we start the game. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Armin. It's Collison and Warwick to get the championship game underway.
Both tried to steal the tap. Warwick got the advantage.
Billy, I would think the pace in this game is so critical, more than most that you see.
Well, here's what we're going to see early on, and certainly do for a young man who's had 5 games of late where he hasn't had a field goal.
He didn't have a field goal in the semifinal, but he hits a basket right away. But trying to establish the pace here early, Kansas against that 2-3, I would think it would be so critical.
Well, they're packing things back in, and what I want to point out is 2 of the 3 players for Kansas are not good perimeter shooters. Hey, how about Syracuse saying we can run?
Collison flips that one away, and it's Kansas ball as McNamara went in for the layup.
Jim, the first thing that I noticed on the first possession, Langford is going to try to play Carmelo Anthony. He's given up about 5 inches. Anthony immediately took up the slack. We're looking at one of the really great freshman players who knows how to play the game. Nice hit.
Graves from Collison. What do you think of that Langford matchup against Anthony? Can he do it?
It is not a good matchup size-wise at all for Kansas. And Anthony knows it, and look at where he's going. Down inside, much more than normal.
Hakeem Warwick start on Saturday. Off the mark with this one. And Miles comes out for the Jayhawks. Thought about going to Heinrich.
Look at how Syracuse got back. Now, if they're going to get back that quickly, that means they're not getting on the offensive glass. But they want to make sure Kansas doesn't beat them down court and get the numbers. Look at that defense, Jim. Packed in, foul line.
And Collison pinned underneath. It remains Jayhawk basketball with 13 on the shot clock.
And it's obvious right away, Jim Boeheim's going to say, I'm going to let you fellas take some three-point shots till I see you can make them, which is great strategy against a good three-point shooting team in Oklahoma. And they shut them down with the same strategy.
Sounds like Heinrich will need a big night here.
Absolutely. He has got to be the one of those perimeter shooters to get hot.
First of the night, air ball, but Collison fouled from behind by Warwick.
That was the Derek Wittenberg impression there. Perfect pass on an air ball.
For the Orangemen, it has been a Big 12 path to the championship game, with Manhattan and Auburn thrown in there for good measure. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, and Texas, and now, remarkably, their fourth Big 12 opponent coming here in the title game.
And couple that with a regular season win over Missouri, which was in a great streak that Syracuse had earlier this year, and they may be ready, if they could win this game, to say we want that Big 12 championship title back in our side.
Anthony comes in after the shortness. Yes, they could be the Big 12 champs and the national champs if Syracuse wins tonight. Anthony looks like he's going to take it to him. Instead, outside to the other freshman, McNamara with the three.
There's Kansas trying to push it up floor, but you know what? If you look at it, Jim, Syracuse actually had the numbers. They had 5 men back farther down the court than did Kansas on that pass. Poor execution by Kansas.
McNamara and Anthony, the two freshmen, leading the way for this team. McNamara again, well short, but Duane runs it down. He'll fire one. And Miles collides with Duane. These freshmen for Syracuse help lead the way. The freshmen, more than 50% of the scoring for Syracuse. Here's Kansas in its road. They had 2 teams try threes at the buzzer to force overtime. Utah State in a surprising tight first-round match, and in that Arizona regional final that was a good one.
Now what this defense does, it really takes away from Langford's ability to slash inside. There he goes inside and makes it anyway. Surprising that he's able to get that off at 6'4".
He started on Saturday with 23 against Marquette. Only missed 3 shots from the field in 14 attempts.
Second best first half he had in the year. Arizona being the other. Good backdoor cut by Anthony.
Duane is in the right place for the put down.
What I'm seeing so far is Kansas is putting so much attention on Anthony that everybody else is open. Here's that 2-3 packed inside the foul line.
And the lob way too high from Langford. That's twice now Kansas has thrown it away.
Roy Williams telling his team to settle down over there on the sideline. They're trying to go for home runs instead of attacking that zone patiently. Notice Anthony setting up down inside the lane.
Outside 3. Oh, how pure.
And what Langford's going to have to understand, Anthony uses his head and his eyes to look you down, and then prepares that jumper.
Beautiful pass. Graves so quickly inside to Collison. And one.
Obviously something Kansas has worked on. The high-low set against that zone. Trying to get the ball into the middle and then down inside. An excellent maneuver here. Right over force, outstretched hands. Collison, a great finish.
Think of all the outstanding players, legendary names who went through the Kansas program, and Collison, second all-time scorer. Just reaching that mark here in this tournament. Second to Danny Manning in Kansas history in scoring.
Wait for France to move into that spot. Miles, an excellent defender against the dribble.
McNamara feeling his pressure. Anthony on the baseline. Looking to shrug off Langford again.
Roy Williams was right. That was a double dribble. He got by. Duane on the shot.
Duane with the 2 and the 3. Only made 1 field goal the other day. Couple of players contributing early. Fourth and Duane, who had really no offensive output on Saturday. And that's the foul on Fourth, his second.
Let me tell you something about Duane. Syracuse is 21-1 when he hits double figures. So if you're over there as assistant coach, you're saying, get him the ball.
Oh, he's halfway there with a quick 5.
And look at the zone again. See how far it's packed in. We know Miles doesn't want to take outside shots. There's a screen.
Heinrich wants that shot. Langford saw it bounce off his knee. And Syracuse ball.
Ball was slightly deflected. Took Langford's eyes off it.
Heinrich's now missed on 2 attempts from the outside. We saw that dreadful game he had against Duke, only to rebound, come up so large in the regional final out west against Arizona with 28.
All right, he was 1 for 9 in that game.
And 0 for 5 from 3.
He can ill afford it, and there we see the pressure being put on the Kansas defense by Anthony.
We've reached the under-16 timeout. The Orangemen have already hit 3 of the championship. One coach will drop off that list here tonight. Pass. Langford thought he denied it, but Anthony comes up short with the jumper.
I think it's a good idea for Langford to crowd Anthony, make him put the ball on the floor. He can't back off and give up that easy jump shot.
Collison stutter step and drive. Soft touch.
Worth, not a great shot blocker. Collison took advantage of it. Worth likes to stand in there and just occupy space.
Warwick sees an open lane. And a block foul called against Kansas.
That was a mistake on Collison to hedge out there on Duane because it gave up an opportunity for Warwick inside. Here's that Collison drive, and see Forth not going for any shot blocking. Stand still. Collison with his experience just slid around the side. Excellent move by Collison, the first team All-American.
And the whistle on the other end on Graves. 2 for Warwick.
And say Collison should have stayed at home on that play. He could not afford to give up. Heinrich can catch up on Duane, and Collison stays solid on Warwick. Warwick's too good a player to let alone.
They bring in more size. Some reinforcement with Jeremy McNeil for Syracuse. Hakeem Warwick, 18 against Texas.
Really, that's the minutes that get played out of that center position between McNeil and Forth. It's almost one player, Jimmy. They don't really count on a lot of production from them offensively. They just try to use up the 10 fouls.
Collison, quick jumper baseline. Had the good look. McNeil right into the game with a rebound.
McNeil a much better shot blocker, however, than his Forth.
Had 8 in the Big East tournament game against Connecticut. 8 blocks. Anthony again wanting to challenge Langford.
Langford getting right in his chest now. I think that's a very good defensive maneuver by Langford. Edelin, a good inside player, a lot of strength.
Edelin too strong. McNeil to save, and Heinrich. They say the ball touched the line first before Heinrich got a hand on it, so it's Kansas ball.
Good smart play by a lot of players on that play. Heinrich tried to make that last smart play by keeping that ball alive. He'd had a layup. And right now we're looking at the perimeter game of Kansas has not come through yet. And in Langford and in Miles, they have 2 players this year that are averaging 27% between them from three-point. A hold-off by Collison.
Collison with the strong hands. 2 players draped on him. Gets it to go. He has 8.
And showed Anthony what some senior strength looks like on that play.
Edelin in the game. Another strong freshman here at Syracuse.
And there's the ballet dancer, Warwick. Boy, he has some moves. His feet are so quick.
You know, Roy Williams would like to see Heinrich get started, and that's another Kansas turnover. They look a little tight to me early.
Well, Jim, you've got to get some outside shooting against this zone to keep them honest. Otherwise, they're going to pack in so tight. Even with a great move by Collison, one hand to keep Carmelo Anthony away, catching it one-handed with the other. We have seen, whether it be right or left hand, Collison really has the soft hands in the crowd.
4 turnovers for the Jayhawks here in the early going. McNamara, 3 again.
And there's Anthony. He throws Lee on the play. Lee tried to go ahead and help out. Too late.
That matches the largest deficit of the entire tournament for Kansas. 8. Langford, though, slices it to 6 with that move.
No one, and I mean no one in this tournament has sliced through the 2-3 zone. Langford's done it twice. I didn't think he could pull it off. And that's against a zone that's letting him take the outside shot.
Look at this shot. Matt. Oh, my goodness.
He has unbelievable range and unbelievable confidence for a freshman.
He has hit 3 of them now, 9 points to put the Orangemen up 9.
Kansas still going. The high-low, they have not shown they can hit an outside shot. They're still there.
Up high, Langford. They're going to count the basket. Surprised you how far out he was with this one?
No, Jim, because I've seen him do this throughout the course of the year. As a matter of fact, in this tournament as well, Oklahoma State, he made some threes. It almost seemed like he was closer to the half-court line than he was the three-point line. Unbelievable range.
Knocked out by Collison.
I really think that Syracuse should try to get Anthony the ball some inside, put some more pressure on Langford.
Jim Boeheim was saying yesterday, I think somewhat whimsical, my offensive philosophy, give the ball to Anthony and get everybody else to get out of the way.
Nice help that time by Collison. Anthony had beaten Langford. Langford seems like he's a little tired right now. He's grasping. early in this ball game. He's breathing very heavily.
Michael Lee is in the Kansas lineup now. What a boost he has been all tournament long. Number 25 for the Jayhawks. Had a career high 13 in the win against Marquette and hit 3 out of 3 from outside.
Exactly. He is the #1 percentage shooter that they have on this team, even though Heinrich obviously has a lot more attempts and is a 43% career three-point shooter.
Yeah, Lee's over 50% on the season. Warwick in the paint. They're going to count the basket and send him to the line.
Carmelo Anthony showing that he can overpower Langford any time within 12 feet. And I really think early in this ball game, this is where he can be so effective.
And if you're a Kansas fan, Billy, the man you always hold your breath with as far as foul trouble, Graves, has picked up his second here, 7.5 minutes into the game.
Talked about him early and some of the keys to this basketball game. Roy Williams' bench is so short, and when Graves gets in foul trouble early, it really makes it even shorter. Then he can't start resting some people, so Collison could be looking at a 38-minute game.
So put Anthony on the board, and there is a block inside of Nash.
Warwick, beautiful block.
Anthony Heinrich on him. Finds the open man, Edelin.
Jim, this young man understands how to play the game.
Heinrich trying to get started.
Well, Kansas needs a timeout before the next possession.
Well, they're going to get it right back. Turnover on the outlet pass. But Kansas finds itself 12 down.
McNamara hurt his hand, Jim, on that play.
13-4 run for the Qs to lead by a dozen. Watch McNamara here, Billy. You said it looked like he may have gotten injured here.
Yeah, he came out of here holding his hand. Really went into that scorer's table. There you can see it.
Yep.
Roy Williams taking a look at him. Great sportsmanship on the part of Roy.
Jerry enjoys McNamara. They've been to all the games, driving from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Watch their freshman star play. The freshman son almost comes up with the theft.
Only the strength of Lee kept that from a break for Syracuse.
Heinrich driving. In and out. It's been a real struggle for him.
Well, Heinrich has got to get himself an easy basket.
McNamara. Strong McNeil on the follow, and Collison tugs it down.
Kansas trying to get the break, but look at who's waiting on him. Syracuse, and this is, man, I'll tell you, McNamara hurt that hand again, Jim. He is really grimacing over in the sideline.
Near the conclusion of every NCAA tournament game, we'll select a Chevrolet Most Valuable Player from each team. To date, Chevrolet has contributed more than $8 million to the general scholarship funds of America's colleges and universities. Nash at the line for 2.
I think we're going to see Harry having to go out of this ball game. He doesn't want to leave the game, but that's twice now. He unfortunately got his hand in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Josh Pace comes in and replaces McNamara. The sophomore from Griffin, Georgia. Pace has had strong showings in the tournament. 14 against Auburn, and Boeheim said he hit the big shot against Texas on Saturday.
Well, he did. He came in with that left hand and right off the bat scored without even getting loose.
And had one late in the game he thought was the key, the coach. That's Edelin. Beautiful work.
Very tough to match up. Edelin extremely strong. He's a lot like Lee. He's got that powerful body. He takes guards down inside.
Heinrich missed his first 5.
Tough to shoot over Warwick.
Collison between 2 defenders and off Syracuse.
You can see right now, Jim, that I think Kansas is reluctant to work on their outside game. It doesn't look like they have confidence in the outside shot at all. And as I said, 2 of their 3 perimeter shooters on the year, 46 for 171. That's Miles and Langford going out of there now. That will not get it done.
Anthony read the inbound. 3-on-1 and up the pace for the 2.
Roy Williams needs a timeout, and he is going to take it. His team is not showing confidence on the perimeter. Too much pressure on the inside.
Syracuse 15 in front. The Singular Wireless fan poll, which was the most memorable championship game in New Orleans. Singular Wireless users send vote to 171 or log on to CBSSportsline.com/Singular. Stay tuned. Results during Singular at the half. James Worthy, the MOP of that 82 championship team from North Carolina, and one of the 7 announced today in the 2003 class for the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame.
Congratulations. Roy Williams, an assistant coach for that team. Right now you can see Kansas trying to go inside, showing nothing on the outside.
Collison gets it back, working hard, no call. It's going back to Kansas, though. Last touch by the Orange.
There, those long wingspan arms of Warwick getting a piece of Collison. Even on the jump, Warwick was basically flat-footed on the defense. Again, Kansas is going to have to show they can make a jump shot. Well, that zone's going to keep packing in, and there'll be no spacing whatsoever for Kansas on the drive.
Got to Heinrich. Nothing there for him. And last touch by Kansas.
Collision. That time, Edelin got hit right in the head. Down on the floor, so Jim Boeheim can ill afford that. He already has one guard on the bench with some injury problems. Again, see Kansas, Jim, they're trying to go inside. They're trying to play inside 15 feet. You see the clash of the heads right here. Collison, the bigger of the two, didn't feel any ill effects.
Wasn't sure this was touch last. Well, no, Heinrich. I thought maybe Edelin got a hand in there. But the right call again. Langford back on the floor for Kansas. And a hold called on Langford right away.
And Carmelo Anthony smiles because he knows what Langford's trying to do. He's trying to go ahead and body him up and force him to put the ball on the floor. Anthony's just so relaxed out there on the floor, understands the game so well, taking advantage of that size.
What a nice steal by Miles.
But look at Syracuse again, back down the floor.
Heinrich at last.
Finally.
Big three for the senior from Sioux City, Iowa.
We're talking about the career three-point shooter, Kansas history. And he is going to have to come up huge if they're going to come back.
Will the first be the start of something? Anthony shut down this time, gets it right back.
See where he gets it back in a little closer, and that makes him have so much advantage over Langford. How smart.
So easy and smiling all the way.
And it's not smiling to make the opponent look bad. I think he's got a little Magic Johnson in him. You know, he just looks like he's having a lot of fun out there.
I talked to him yesterday. He smiled. I said, all this smiling, people are really attracted to it. He said, I smile even when I'm in a bad mood. Can't beat that. Collison almost had it stripped.
Didn't have it in his hands for the shot.
Graves is back on the floor for the Jayhawks with the 2 fouls.
Syracuse has had more situations where they have better numbers on the break than Kansas so far. Kansas doesn't have one fast break point.
Anthony short this time.
A little better job by Langford, making him put it on the floor.
McNamara's coming back in, Billy, and early he provided the firepower for the Orangemen.
Great range shooter, and you can see whenever you try to double on Anthony, McNamara knows how to go and find an open spot. Again, trying to go inside out.
Heinrich, 2 straight perhaps?
Yes. Good looking follow through by Heinrich on the shot. Warren couldn't get there in time. Good sign for Kansas.
Yes, Kansas feels complete when that's working. But very telling what you said. No fast break points after what we saw the running Jayhawks of Saturday.
Now, why Syracuse pulled this out? Kansas went to a 1-3-1 zone, something that Arizona did so effectively against them. Collison's running the baseline.
No! There again.
That eliminates the point zone a little bit.
Nothing wrong with those wrists. Miles quickly at the other. Graves waits. Gets it.
Now, why they're in a zone is because Graves had to come back out on the floor with this deficit, but he's got the 2 fouls on him, Jim. And what Roy Williams is trying to do right now is to protect him in this 1-3-1 zone, playing right in the middle. Graves is going to have to really move his hands and be thinking, as opposed to picking up another cheap foul. So Syracuse, the team that plays the zone, now has to play against the zone.
Anthony, wow, nifty move.
And look at Syracuse hustle back down the court. Once again, they're back faster than Kansas can beat them down. Great sign of coaching there by Syracuse.
Collison, 1 bounce and a reach in on McNeil.
Jim, so many times, one of the basic things you want to do against the zone defense is beat it down the floor. That's why I give Jim Boeheim so much credit to have a zone that can get back for defensive balance.
10 for Anthony. Billy Packer here in New Orleans. And you look at Syracuse from 3. It's hit its last 5 from behind the arc. How hard is it when you're this many down to come back against a zone team and a team that's playing it as well as Syracuse right now?
Well, Jim, it is very difficult, obviously, because you're a team that wants to push it. But right now we've seen that Syracuse, with great defensive balance, has taken away what Kansas likes to do and where they score in bunches best, and that is in their fast break. Syracuse has given up 0 fast break points in this half, which is tremendous against a team like Kansas that breaks so well.
Heinrich rejected cleanly.
You're running right into a 7-footer as Heinrich, and again, I think that Kansas has got to go back and show Syracuse that they can make some outside shots to extend that defense. Out on the floor right now, Heinrich is the only pure shooter that Kansas has.
Good passing here. Graves. Hollison on the follow.
Little two-man game inside. I think Kansas has the perfect answer for Syracuse zone with their inside game. They just have not been able to extend the floor with their perimeter game.
The inside games work well.
Absolutely.
McNamara. Off balance.
I guess that wrist is really hurting him. And Miles had good defense on that shot. He was right in his face. This Scranton freshman is a scrapper.
Put up high, tipped up by Graves.
Kansas attack. That's what Roy Williams wants. The problem is he hasn't been able to stop Syracuse no matter what the defense. He went to the 1-3-1. Now he's back to man-to-man.
Delaney stepped in too.
Everything coming up right for Syracuse. They are really looking good on both ends of the floor.
Boy, they are shooting. Lights out here. 7 out of 8 from 3.
Good job by Pace going out there and forcing Heinrich to put it up quickly. Langford doesn't want the shot.
Miles in the paint.
Surrounded by 7-footers.
Heinrich goes inside. Fourth colliding with him. No call. Delaney with a 3. Nifty pass from McNamara.
And Delaney feels like this game is over. He needs to get back in concentration, but what a night he's having.
He's got his 10, Billy. You talked about Delaney in double figures. 21-1. Get complete scoring, rebounding, and other stats updated live and available now in the Game Center at CBSSportsLine.com or on America Online. Enter the keyword CBS Sports Line.
Jim, one of the things that Jim Boeheim talked about was how incredible his defense played against Oklahoma. Then the other day against Texas, he said, my defense didn't play well, but my offense played well. Tonight, he's getting both ends of the floor executed as well as I've seen Syracuse do that in any game this year. Tremendous first half on their part.
One more for Langford, and with Anthony out of the lineup, just a brief break, the Orangemen increased their lead by 4. More on that about their offense. Boeheim was saying they did not have a single good offensive game the first 4 games of the tournament. If they didn't have one against Texas like the one they had, he was pleased with it. He said they would have lost by 15 to the Longhorns. And it is all go here tonight.
I think they have surprised Kansas on the offensive end. I think Kansas was prepared for what they're going to do on the defensive end.
McNamara, not this time.
Got fouled on the arm on that play, no call.
And it rolled right off the back of Heinrich, and Anthony knew it.
McNamara was right. He got fouled on that play. And he almost looks at the referee and say, hey, ref, let me explain something. When I shoot an air ball, somebody fouled me. Otherwise, it's going close.
Delaney. Run of the rim, Hollison.
See, trying to go for a break, but look what happens. The numbers are on Syracuse's side. Not good play at all by Kansas. They're trying to force it. But Syracuse doing a great job getting back on defense.
The largest deficit Kansas was able to overcome all season long. Now, this is a team that won 30, lost 7. They came back from 12, and that thrilling regular season game against Texas. Came back from 12 to win, but
we saw them come back against Oklahoma, but just ran out of gas at Oklahoma, where they did lose the ball game. Nice double team here.
Step in, give it up for it. Follow up, yes. Delaney, they're going to take the basket away.
And the reason for it is basket interference, offensive basket interference on the rim. Watch this. The ball will be on the rim. Watch them play with the rim first. And there it is. Hanging on and playing with the rim while the ball is in the cylinder. Good call.
Skip pass Miles, 25% shooter from 3.
But you're skip passing over to a person that doesn't want to take the jump shot. That doesn't help. If you're going to skip pass, you got to skip past the Heinrich.
And doesn't have the average.
Right.
Queth Duaney followed up to get his night going. Then started working outside.
Well, the last real big game that Duaney had was against Georgetown in the Big East tournament. He had 16 in that ball game. Against Connecticut, he was just 2 for 10 when they lost in the Big East semifinals. If it hadn't been for Connecticut, Syracuse probably, Jim, would have been in the top 10 most of the year. But Connecticut had their number.
Huskies had him twice. That foul was on McNamara, his first. Langford front end, back end as well, the 1-1. Smile all the time. Even in a bad mood, in the Big Easy, loves everything mellow.
How long he is. Warwick is one of those guys that is long.
Timeout called by Syracuse as McNamara was doubled up in the backcourt. He's got the stroke going again. 47-33.
Of course, Kentucky, the last team that stopped Jim Boeheim from being a national champion. That particular year, Jim Boeheim beat Kansas in the regional final to get to the Final Four.
What a game that was in '96. Nice save by Heinrich.
But look at 3-on-2, the numbers in Syracuse's favor. Again, Kansas cannot deliver on a fast break opportunity.
Duaney can't believe that call's against him. Coming up, singular at the half, Greg and Clark and Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo with complete first half analysis. Plus Dick Enberg will take a look at head coaches Jim Boeheim and Roy Williams as they make this attempt to enter the elite championship fraternity. All coming up, singular at the half. Langford at the line.
Jim, a lot of coaches that are scouting this Syracuse team who want to learn how to play the zone. One of the things that I think you'd really want to look at over and over again is how does Boeheim get his team back on defense so well that they actually have the numbers on you when you're breaking. And against Kansas, you're seeing a great example of that defensive balance of this terrific zone.
Langford tries his first 3 of the night. Graves at the putback. Graves and Collison getting it their way at times inside. And look out, Anthony is limping.
Graves showing that great strength inside.
Graves has 8 for Kansas.
Nice little comeback here by Kansas.
Oh, and they tie him up. And the arrow to Kansas.
Nice comeback. Anthony thought he had the size to hold that ball over his head. Kind of surprised him a little bit.
You're talking about that 96 matchup. Kansas and Syracuse. That was out west, and that was a thriller. Syracuse going on to the final against Kentucky. Rick Pitino's championship.
A 60-57 ball game. When you think back to that Final Four, you always think about Kentucky, how great they were. Massachusetts was the highest seeded team coming in there. Highest rated, #1 in the country.
It can be. Langford this time looking a lot like what we saw against Marquette.
Jimmy Boeheim has got to be concerned. If Kansas is a team that looked like they were going to get blown out of here, they can get this thing down under double figures.
It's a little 8-point run here, Billy. Intensity has definitely stepped up on this end, too. Miles wanting to challenge McNamara. Which way will it go? Basket goes. They're going to call it. And it looked like McNamara was moving.
No, I've got to say that call should have been a basket and a a foul on Syracuse. Roy Williams has reason to be concerned. Watch this. McNamara never is in defensive position. You have to establish the defensive position, then you can move. But you can't move under it without having it established. He never got it established and squared up. Missed call there.
Wow,
and a
huge
big call.
Because it also would have been the second on McNamara. Miles would have been going to the line for a three-point play to shave it to 7.
A calming effect here.
Hey, here, Anthony with the ball. Yep. This is pretty calming, too. McNamara with another 3, and he is moving in on the all-time title game three-point mark. 7 made by Steve Alford here in '87. Dave Seeger of Oklahoma. Tony Delk with 7, and here comes the Orange again.
McNeil on the block that time. 4th and McNeil causing a lot of problems down there in the center of the 2-3. The calming effect. Nothing there.
Graves. Quick release, Heinrich. McNamara challenged again. And that's the first easy 2, breakaway 2, if you will, fast break 2 of the night. But McNamara has hit 6 threes in this first half.
You're talking, look at it, 11-point game. There's 18 points coming from one factor.
We couldn't believe that night when Alford hit the 7 to set the record. Right here in the Superdome. Edelin, short. Miles comes out with it. On the wing, Langford, and oh man, Anthony drags him down.
But he did hold him on the way down. Nice sportsmanship that time by Carmelo Anthony.
How quick was that? Well, you know you've really hit him hard, and now you have also...
he was going for ball to start off with there. I think that is really good sportsmanship on his part.
No question.
He was going for the block, and then he realized that he could get in trouble and helped go right down to the floor with him. Nice job.
First on Anthony. Hold on, they're going to call that flagrant foul, Billy?
Oh, I don't think so.
They're calling it intentional.
Intentional foul. I don't buy it at all. I think initially Carmelo Anthony was going up for the block, and then the only time he grabbed him was on the way down to stop the fall.
So it's 2 free throws.
Ball out.
And possession for Kansas.
Oh, now Carmelo Anthony is doing a little mouthing down here, and he needs to stay away from that. He and Miles going after each other.
Pace in, McNeil out.
Well, that may even things up a little bit from that call we saw before. I thought that was not the intent by Anthony at all. So we have 6 threes by McNamara and 1 by the whole Kansas team. Is that what we have?
Heinrich has 2.
Yep.
Heinrich hit back-to-back threes. Set up for another look. No, Anthony closes in on him. Hollison, tip up and around. Lee's in the game.
So strong, and
so is Graves. Oh, and he tried to hit Heinrich. Graves outside.
Graves has passing ability, but he turns the ball over when he tries to make too big a plays. This year he has 32 assists, 62 turnovers. It's not that he can't pass. He makes some bad judgments.
Final 40 seconds of a thrilling first half. It's been controlled.
A foul to give here, so they should play really strong defense. Try to make a steal on this play, not worried about picking up another foul.
It's been controlled by Syracuse. Kansas led for all of 11 seconds.
I don't know if the players realize this, but they should go and try to steal.
Down to 10 on the shot clock, 7-second differential. Anthony over Collison this time. Oh,
that was not a good play by Kansas. They had a foul to give, go out and try to make a steal.
Heinrich with 5, Collison reverse. Nice move. We have reached halftime in the Superdome, and Syracuse behind Jerry McNamara's 18, 6 3-pointers for the mayor of Scranton. And Syracuse leads it. We'll continue from New Orleans in a moment.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's National Championship game is sponsored by the Mazda 6, Intel Centrino Mobile Technology, UPS, and by Gatorade.
Such a guy, except for sex. Lucy, CBS Sunday, May 4th.
Bob Huggins bobbleheads are on sale now, exclusively at Kroger.
Excuse me, could you tell me where the Bob Huggins bobbleheads are located? They're for my mom.
And every one you buy for just $9.95 will help us reach our $140,000 donation goal for the Bob Huggins Foundation. Pick one up today. They're going fast.
For your mom, huh?
Whatever you're getting ready for, get to Dick's Sporting Goods for the biggest sale of the season and save up to 50% on everything for spring. Remember, every season starts at Dick's.
Good evening, I'm Rob Braun in the 12 News studios with breaking news on America at war. Several networks are now reporting that the U.S. has bombed a residence where intelligence officials believe Saddam Hussein and his sons may have taken refuge. Central Command will only confirm that a large strike was ordered on a residence, and it was hit. The strike reportedly came in Baghdad. U.S. forces set up mobile command posts there today. Join us for the very latest on America at war after the ball game.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half. Singular's wireless polling allows you to get into the game.
At the Louisiana Superdome in New Orleans, we are halfway to the crowning of a new national champion. Our score after 20 minutes of play, the Orange Men of Syracuse lead at 53-42 over Kansas. Welcome to Singular at the Half, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with Clark Kellogg and Michigan State coach Tom Izzo. Let's take a look at the numbers of the two guys we earmarked for watching tonight. Carmelo Anthony with 13 points, Nick Collison with 12. I'll say this right now, though, Jerry McNamara is an absolute assassin, and we'll get to that a little bit later. Let's talk about, though, Kansas, its relative success or no against that zone.
Well, they haven't had much success from the perimeter, but inside they've done a good job of picking this zone. Both Graves and Collison run a little Xing action. When they do, they pick each other's man. They get a good seal off with Collison down low. The guards are hitting him down there, Clark, and he's doing some damage down there. So it's actually worked pretty well inside. They've just struggled from the perimeter.
All right, meanwhile, on the other side of the floor, Jim Boeheim, I'm sure, doesn't have very many problems, but how about Kirk Heinrich, Coach?
Well, Heinrich has been very poor early. He was 0 for 5, didn't hit any shots. Then he went through a stretch where he hit 3 out of 4. But I really felt, Clark, that he struggled a little bit looking for his shot once he went 0 for 5.
Yeah, when he started off cold, I think he got a little tentative. Then he found his rhythm again. And they need his perimeter shooting because as long as they don't make perimeter shots, they'll pack that zone in. Carmelo Anthony has been splendid. He not only has scored, but he's set up other people. He knows he's going to see a lot of attention from the defense. That time he just shoots over the smaller Langford. And here he is again, catching it in traffic and making plays. But he's already got a career-high 7 assists, Greg. But he has everything. He can do it inside and outside. But as you mentioned, Hot Tamale McNamara on fire, stroking it from behind the arc. 6 of 8 three-pointers. He's Cajun hot, partner.
Hot Tamale,
yeah,
Jerry McNamara? Yeah, he is that. And in fact, Syracuse with 10 of 13 from three-point land are just 2 shy of the championship game record. Earlier in our Singular fan poll, we asked, of the 3 previous NCAA championship games in New Orleans, which one was the most memorable? This is how you responded. 1, 2 were North Carolina games, but the 93 game in which the Tar Heels defeated Michigan ranked 37%. Singular Wireless thanks you for participating in the fan polls throughout the college basketball season. A reminder, tomorrow night on ESPN, the Women's Basketball Championship comes your way from San Antonio as the Lady Vols of Tennessee take on the defending national champion UConn Huskies. Our colleague Dick Enberg joins us now to put tonight's title game into perspective for the 2 head coaches involved. Dick.
Thank you, Greg. Well, you're in this, Tom Izzo.
when some years ago, Tom Izzo won the championship with the Michigan State Spartans, and he said at the time that the big thrill came not that night of victory, but a couple of weeks later when he realized the significance of what he had accomplished. That's when legendary UCLA coach John Wooden, the chairman emeritus with 10 wins, welcomed Izzo into the fraternity of 41. Only 41 out of the thousands of coaches in history who have reached for that dream and found it. It's an exclusive club.
Last year, Maryland's Gary Williams qualified as number 42. Understandably giddy, a freshman in the club at age 57. Tonight's winner will be the 43rd member of the fraternity joining the game's coaching greats. It'll be earned by one of two men immensely qualified with Hall of Fame credentials. Both recognize that finally winning this elusive championship will be the validation of a great career. Each is totally aware of how many great coaches have seen their championship dreams vaporized. Think about Guy Lewis, University of Houston, 592 wins, great teams, a record 5 times to the Final Four without a championship win. The most painful, 1983, while we all cheered underdog Jim Valvano and his unforgettable victory dash. Who remembers the losing coach? It was Lewis. Precious victory snatched in the last second by the cruelest stroke of fickle fate. Beaten for the title by an air ball. Both coaches tonight empathize. They've been there, been denied. Roy Williams is here for the 4th time. No grand prize, only gentleman gesture. He's 52, with a portfolio that staggers with season after season success. In 15 Kansas years, his poised and prepared Jayhawks have averaged 27 wins a year. He's won 34 games in the tournament, yet at this hour carries only monkey, not title, on his back. Jim Boeheim is 58, 27 years on the Syracuse bench. It's his 3rd Final Four. His teams have won 37 tournament games. That's more than any coach in history not to win a championship. He still smarts from a final second shot that beat him by 1 point here at the Superdome 16 years ago. 16 years of being shoved away. They've been so close. No wonder their smiles are swallowed at tournament time. In an hour or so, both will finish a highly successful season, but one will walk away unjustly without a victory visa, but with a lifetime wait as one of the great coaches never to have won a championship. While career relief will go to the winner, who leaves with the game's royalty. At last, his champion's place confirmed. Oh, it's heavy high stakes, so pick a coach and cheer. Only one will be welcomed into that exclusive coaching fraternity. Number 43, forever.
And the handshake at the end of the game tonight should be a very poignant picture. We talked to Coach John Wooden this week, and we asked him what he remembered about his first championship. That was 1964 in Kansas City when UCLA beat Duke. He said, I remember we played Saturday night, and Sunday was Easter Sunday morning, so my wife, Nell, and I headed out of the hotel to go to church. I was only 2 steps on the sidewalk when a pigeon deposited a direct hit on the top of my head. He said to himself, Johnny, maybe you're not quite as important as you think you are.
Maybe we'll just stick around inside the dome a little longer, too. Right? Thank you very much. Second half still to come. We thank you for watching Singular at the Half. Who's going to cut down the nets tonight, Syracuse or Kansas? Jim and Billy are back with the second half of the national championship game right after this.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half. Singular's wireless polling allows you to get into the game.
For 3 months, I'm the invisible man. I'm an accountant. From January to April, you can't see me, can't talk to me. I don't have time to talk on my cell phone. I don't even have time to talk to myself.
You need Singular's rollover. Unused anytime minutes rollover from month to month. Plus, choose 5,000 night and weekend minutes or 5,000 mobile-to-mobile minutes. And you can get a free phone, too.
I call it the Kevin McCorkle Taxes Should Be This Fair plan.
Come into Singular now to find the plan that fits you best.
Introducing the Saturn Ion. Specifically designed and engineered for whatever's next. Get a 2003 Saturn Ion L Series or View at 0% APR financing for 5 years. For restrictions, see your retailer.
Hey, honey, what are you watching?
The game.
Which game?
All of them.
Ready for the big game? Get 0% financing until April 2004 on all Mitsubishi high-definition projection TVs. Come in and see the clarity of HD TV for yourself. Sears. Where else?
CBS Wednesday, the all-new Star Search tournament is underway. Live! With new singers, comics, and dancers. 5 stars! Vote for your favorites at CBS.com.
It's your Star Search, America!
Catch the young superstars of tomorrow on the all-new Star Search. Live CBS Wednesday and Friday.
CBS Thursday will keep you guessing. First, it's murder at the movies.
Poor sap was slumped over like a sack of potatoes.
Professional killing?
Or a movie buff.
And as bad as this crime scene looks,
109 bullets.
What really happened is worse.
What in the hell went on here?
All new CSI. Then, a popular teacher disappears.
So far, the guy's squeaky clean.
But now,
guys,
the dirt's coming out.
Heroin. He is a fugitive.
All new Without a Trace after CSI Thursday. Hitler, The Rise of Evil, coming CBS May.
Syracuse so hot from the outside with Jerry McNamara knocking down 6 threes. Billy, your championship analysis at the midway point.
Well, I thought in this particular matchup it could potentially be about even, and that's where it is. So I think they're holding their ground right there. In regard to the senior freshman matchup outside, I would have been wrong on this one. Look at what McNamara has done in the first half. 18-8, incredible job from three-point range. The Streakers, and I'm going to give a huge, huge edge to Syracuse right here. They're 2 points within what Kansas is doing on the break. A great job by Jim Boeheim's team. And the orange blanket. Now, I think this is very deceiving here. Kansas shooting 47%, but from the outside, they are only 2 for 7. Big edge for Syracuse.
Yes, Syracuse has hit 8 more from behind the line. Leading at halftime, second half coming up in New Orleans.
It's powerful. It's beautiful. I could see that. How did they make it so incredibly smooth? It's technical.
Antonio, tonight you'll drive my car.
Again?
Again.
Introducing the entirely new Lexus RX 330. Putting the world on notice. Again.
4 women and 4 men remain. Who will be the ultimate survivor? All new CBS Thursday.
Good evening, I'm Rob Braun in the 12 News studios with breaking news on America at war. Several networks are now reporting that the U.S. has bombed a residence where intelligence officials believe Saddam Hussein and his sons may have taken refuge. Central Command will only confirm that a large strike was ordered on a residence, and it was hit. The strike reportedly came in Baghdad. U.S. forces set up mobile command posts there today. Join us for the very latest on America at war after the ball game.
Only a big-time favorite delivers a taste this big. Frisch's Big Boy. What's your favorite thing? You just can't have too much of a good thing. Frisch's Hot Fudge Cake. What's your favorite thing?
But I got something you don't got. Check this out.
Dodge Ram 1500. The Hemi legend continues. Grab Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty, plus 0% financing or $2,500 cash allowance. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match this.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's National Championship game is sponsored by Coca-Cola, Microsoft, Miller Lite, and by Pontiac.
Back here in New Orleans, and it has been a feisty first half by the young Orangemen of Syracuse, nailing down outside shots on record pace, leading by as many as 18. Roy Williams encouraging his team to get right back into it. They did trim it from 18 to 11 as we examine now the Microsoft Agile move of the first half. And now it's Dwayne on the follow-up of the Anthony shot, and they are stretching him out, Carmelo Anthony, to begin the second half, Billy.
Jim, I noticed when he was in the layup line, he pulled up his shirt. He's taped very heavily all the way from the top of his buttocks all the halfway up his back.
Field goal percentages are good, but you said again, deceiving because of the outside. You see Kansas with Heinrich hitting 2 of 5. That's it from the outside for Kansas, but look at Dwayne adding to the McNamara number. Turnovers more on the Kansas side. Actually, Kansas has out-rebounded the Orange +5.
Kansas had a nice run, though, to get themselves back into the ballgame in a very important first 3 minutes of this second half. And Syracuse continue to establish their dominance.
Up and down, and that goes back to Kansas. That's what you're talking about. Look at this.
There it is.
He suffered a lower back strain in the game against Texas here on Saturday.
And you can see that that is heavily taped, but he got a lot of stretching right before he went out to shoot around. Again, reluctant to take the jump shot is Kansas. Again, reluctant to take the jump shot. Langford has got to understand they're letting him shoot.
Traveling there, let's go to Armin Katayan.
Jim, regarding Carmelo Anthony, I talked to the people on the bench for Syracuse. They say he's okay. This is somewhat normal stretching for them, but they're telling me there's nothing wrong with him at this point. Back to you.
But then why did they put tape halfway up his back? That's an answer that I don't accept. Here comes the break. Maybe.
Heinrich over, and the foul called on Syracuse. This will go against Warwick.
Very positive sign for Kansas to get out and finally get 3-on-2 numbers against the Syracuse team that beat them back down floor in the first half.
47-29, largest lead of the first half. It was 11 at the intermission. Best comeback ever, those comeback Cats. 1998, beating Utah 10 down at the half. Let me ask you this, Billy. All this emphasis on getting back, Syracuse running back to the other end to get back defensively. Any chance we'll see fatigue late in the game?
I don't really think so. I think, again, we get back to coaching, and one of the things, it wasn't unusual for Syracuse to do this. This is why their zone is so effective. So I think it's something that their players are used to.
2 misfires at the line. Kansas 8 out of 15 tonight shooting freeze. McNamara 2-point shot. Anthony with the tip.
Back didn't look sore there, did it?
Not at all.
That was probably the easiest shot McNamara had this entire ball game. Missed from 15 feet.
Son, you stay outside that line.
Yeah.
1 off the championship record. If he hits another 3, he'll share it. Heinrich gunning. And Miles gets to the spot in time. Looking for help. Finds Langford.
Langford is amazing in his size that he can get inside. I think Jim Boeheim is going to say, you know what? They are not going to take some outside shots, so let's pack that zone in even further.
Before the shot, Langford on the blocking foul.
We look at Miles going inside. Fourth, as I said, not a great shot blocker, just holds his ground. And Kansas just pounded inside. They are really aggressively trying to play this game inside 10 feet.
With this in, that was the 3rd call against Langford. Warwick over Thomason.
Nice play defensively by Dawson. Langford giving up too much size. Can't keep Anthony off the boards.
Well, that'll be number 4.
Wow, Roy Williams now in real trouble. We talked about the short bench, and he can ill afford to put Langford down with Langford's ability to score. But at least Lee, a better outside shooter, Jim, may be able to go ahead and compensate somewhat.
The only man you can bring in. He's over 50% on the season from 3. Michael Lee wearing that Manning number 25. Denied on the inbounds, and Lee takes it for Kansas. Here he is, jumper three. Yes, right off the bench. Big contribution.
There it is. He has played outstanding basketball off that bench. And it really now gives Kansas 2 perimeter shooters in the game.
First time under 10 since 12 and a half remain in the first half.
Syracuse better go to Anthony now because they're getting a little frazzled. Bad pass.
It's Lee again. Lee did a great job of defending. And there's Heinrich. No call. Collison put back. 6-point game.
Senior to senior. And Jimmy Boeheim now saying, I need a timeout. Will he take it? Lackadaisical play by Warwick. Now here, Jim, is where we talk about seniors and freshmen. The freshmen had their way in the beginning of this game. Now the experienced seniors giving them some problems.
Another steal. Up ahead is Miles. Heinrich the trailer. Heinrich in over Duane. Which way are they calling it? This time it's a block. Count the basket.
Jimmy Boeheim probably waited 1 possession too long to call the time. Kansas's fast break. We waited for it in the first half. It wasn't there, but it is in full gear now.
Third call against Warwick. The basket counts. Heinrich will go to the line to bring it to 3.
I'm thirsty. You want something?
If you're up.
I'm up. You want anything?
It's okay.
David, I'm in the kitchen. Can I get you anything?
What do you have?
A Coke.
That sounds good.
Are you sure?
Yes, please. Thank you, Corey.
Ice?
Yes, please. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Introducing Intel Centrino mobile technology. The new wireless laptop technology designed to help you untangle, unburden, and unwire your life.
So, the chase scene from Ronin? Wrong. French Connection.
Four survivor women and 4 men remain.
It's the battle of the weaker versus the stronger.
But how far are they willing to go to win? All new Survivor, CBS Thursday.
Kansas comes storming out of the locker room, 9-2 beginning to the second half. And there are the Collisons, Dave and Judy. Dave, former high school coach of his son Nick, and right behind him you see Jim and Nancy Heinrich. Jim also coaching his son back in high school.
What are the chances of this, Jim? Rainacki coached both Jim and Dave at Briarcliff College. Can you imagine coaching 2 fathers that became coaches who now have 2 sons in a national championship game? Wow. Amazing.
Heinrich hits to make it a 3-point game. They've switched that last foul now from Warwick over to Duane. Duane with 3, Warwick with 2.
It's been man-to-man all the way, and I think it's time for Anthony to go ahead and try to take over this game, slow down this tremendous rush. He's got Miles on him, giving up a lot of size.
Edelin, tough shot. Graves underneath. Collison secures it. Edelin reaching in. And that's going right back to McNamara. Quick pass to Anthony. Collison on the foul.
Everybody tried from Kansas to get He is really sore back there. Took another bang inside going up against Collison. But Jim, what happened to Collison that time? The Kansas players took off. Nobody's staying back to help him get an outlet pass. That's why he had to turn it over.
Just his first foul. Carmelo Anthony to shoot 2.
Eastern Regional's most valuable player. The nation's best freshman player. And he is rubbing that back. Giving him some problems.
Out of Baltimore, Maryland. Talked with Juan Dixon before the Final Four. Juan told him there's nothing like playing in the Final Four. There's his mother, Mary. They play together, Anthony and Dixon, in the summertime back home in Baltimore.
Told him to bring it back home to Baltimore.
Bring it back for the second straight year. Miles trying one from the outside. Heinrich gets to the spot before Edelman.
We had Graves. Good decision.
Good snappy passing, and Lee too strong. Collison snags it. In and out.
Look at Graves diving for the ball. What a hustle.
Kansas ball off Edelman's leg.
Tremendous job by Graves. You don't see Collison not finish those off very often. And Graves dives for the ball to keep this thing live. Great job. You get the feeling right now that Kansas feels it's all their momentum, don't you, Jim?
No question about it.
They just look like they're wanting to take this on.
And that's taken away by Pace. Anthony. Collison again snatches the rebound. He's got Heinrich up court, but waits for Miles instead. 13 rebounds for Collison tonight, again dictating inside. Step to the basket, and he'll head to the line.
Jim, in that first half, despite the fact that Kansas got down by 19, they out-rebounded Syracuse 21-16.
Tonight on The Late Show, don't miss Chris Elliott. Later this week, they've got Adam Sandler, Lisa Marie Presley. The Late Show with David Letterman right here on CBS America's Most Watched Network. So Collison, we showed his father, Dave. They were 101-1 back in the days when Nick was playing there in Iowa Falls, and the dad decided to step down as coach, just take over athletic director's position because he wanted to travel and watch his son play his whole college career.
Seems like this entire tournament, that's been a story of families traveling.
Great pass. He was caught for a moment. Collison over to Graves for the basket.
One of the things I saw McNamara do right there is look at the referee and try to talk him into a travel. He has to get back to concentrating on the game. He lost concentration there. You can't be crying about calls.
Over 3 minutes without a basket for the Orange.
See Lee getting right on him now, making him put the ball on the floor.
Boy, that looked like steps.
I don't think so.
Anthony going the other way.
Jim, I think that he went up in the air, but great job by Lee to say, nope, you're not getting that fadeaway jump shot against me. You're going to have to put it on the floor.
Oh, I don't know. Kansas is coming on the Jayhawks. Down 3. The evidence is in here, Billy.
Jim, you beat me on this one, but 1/8 of an inch underneath there. But you know what? Referees work standing up, Jim. Unlike you, that you had the perfect... you wore me out on that one. The referee would never have been able to see that one, but great call on your part.
That was a good leap for me back in my playing days. Look at Kansas throw it out of bounds. Of course, for Syracuse, they wish they would have called the travel because instead it was a charge on Anthony, collecting a second, and he's sitting down right now.
Not for long. He's right back up, going back in this game, and they're going to have to keep him in the game because he doesn't want to get tight with that back.
He only attempted 1-3 in this half and misfired after knocking down 10 in the first. And Pace, he loves that shot.
He's kind of like doing his impersonation of Langford. The left-handed scooper just penetrating inside.
Which is really an impersonation of another number 5 who played in this game 10 years ago on this floor. Jalen Rose.
That's his man.
Langford's man.
Yep.
And inside, Graves caught underneath. Gets it back. Banks it home.
This is the unknown factor. Jeff Graves, the great play to keep the ball alive before. He stayed out of foul trouble in this second half.
Warren, how about that move?
Now we see the ballet dancer come back.
Heinrich guns it quickly. And pace. All three on the floor. Foul on Kansas, on Lee.
Oh, somebody, is that Graves that hurt himself down there with an ankle?
Slow to get up. After the game, get official NCAA championship merchandise. Click on shop at cbssportsline.com or on America Online, enter the keyword CBS Sportsline. Graves is staying in.
And Jim, when you look at this Kansas team, you think, well, how could Roy Williams, this great recruiter, have such a short bench? You have to remember that one of the key players that he has, Wayne Simeon, is sitting on that bench but unable to play because of that shoulder operation he's had.
Pace comes inside. Dipsy Dude picked up by Collison.
Semi-numbers.
Miles got the spin on it.
And again, there was a 3-on-2. Kansas now starting to show some momentum with their break. If you're Syracuse, I think you want to get McNamara open for an outside shot.
And Graves led that one up ahead. Tough pass. Graves twice now. Graves has made suspect passes. Anthony, big three.
Huge mistake by Graves, trying to make a play. Now there's no numbers. Heinrich should pull it back out, and does.
It's a coach's son for you. And the other coach's son going back to the line.
But there's one foul situation Syracuse can afford. McNeil in fourth can give up 10 fouls.
The running Jayhawks in the second half. Much more so in the first 7 minutes than we saw the entire first half.
Jim, the greatest Kansas comeback was one that we had a number of years ago where they came back from 19 to beat UCLA. They were down 18 in this game.
There's Wayne Simeon, shoulder surgery, performed last week in New York. He couldn't be with the team when they were out west having the operation. That's a loss of like 15 points a game.
14-8, 8.2 rebounds a game. Well, an all-conference caliber performer.
Well, this is a story now developing. Kansas has missed 9 of its last 11 from the line.
Kansas only shoots 66% as a team.
Pace got loose.
What valuable points this young man has put up for Syracuse in this NCAA tournament.
Kansas overall 9 for 20, 45% free throw.
Good skip pass. Heinrich has to be ready to shoot that ball at the catch.
Collison. Foul on Edelin.
Now Heinrich twisted an ankle. You're going to see guys walking them off. They don't want to go to the bench at any time in this game. Watch how Heinrich comes down, twists his ankle on the foot.
And he lands.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
But he is not coming out of this ball game.
He is still trying to walk him out now.
No, he's going to walk this one off. He doesn't want to come out.
And Bryant Nash is up to check in.
Heinrich is telling Roy Williams he's okay. He doesn't want to come out.
They're going to take him up.
I don't think he'll be out long, Jim.
Might want to have him go down toward the end of the bench and walk.
I'll tell you why you can't afford to have Langford out of the ball game now. You only basically have one ball handler in this ball game in Miles.
They had it down to 3 and a rebound before the turnover and a huge basket from outside by Anthony. Nash, not a big threat outside.
Well, this is
last touch by Kansas.
This is a lineup that Kansas cannot win with that's on the floor right now. It can't keep Heinrich out long. Heinrich getting taped up down on the end line, and as soon as he's back in, you can expect, get ready to go. He'll be back in this ball game.
They're going to re-wrap him.
Yep. And this is the fastest tape job in Kansas' history. If they're going to stay in this ball game, they better get him back out there.
Warwick doubled up and traveled.
Nice help by Miles.
Yeah, Miles closed in on him. The pressure led to the turnover. Got a timeout on the floor. Roy Williams. Be the biggest dream of my life come true. If I can win the championship. Down 8. CBS hopes you're enjoying the pictures from the Pontiac performance camp. How about the second half performance here, Billy, by Kansas?
A good comeback, but I think they really hurt themselves. They got it down to 3 on a couple of occasions.
4 occasions. They had it down to 3, and one time with possession. Short-lived. Let's go to Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, Jim, Kirk Heinrich's headed back into the game. He just got his left ankle retaped, but just watching him, he's in excruciating pain. He told me he twisted it twice on Saturday in the semifinals, but he did get through practice all day, got stim treatment, and he didn't think it would be a problem. Obviously, that's not the case.
He'll watch standing on the sideline for now. Collison, tough shot, no call, and pulled away by Pace.
How about Pace in this second half, Jim?
Sneaky production.
And we see McNamara down on that bench. He's 0 for 2 in the second half after that blistering first half.
Anthony looked down at his feet. They say when he's really off, his shots come up short. Miles,
no place to go.
Fourth just held his ground.
The fourth never moved, and Miles came right to him.
Heinrich is ready to come in at the scorer's table. Anthony on the drive and the give up Edelin. Ooh, off the front of the rim.
Edelin pretty creative on the inside, isn't he, Jim?
No.
The Matha product.
You can go to the official site of NCAA Sports to get complete NCAA basketball championship coverage. From video highlights to recaps and more, go to ncaasports.com.
Edelin and Anthony both went to Oak Hill, the storied high school program. And Edelin, of course, was ineligible. Syracuse for a year. Then everybody thought that he'd be ready to go at the start of this year. Had to sit out 12 games. Declared ineligible for playing in a outside league, which, boy, it was a fine line there for this young man, but I'm glad to see him back.
He was the Orangemen's top scorer the first 2 rounds of this tournament. That's the first miss of the night from the line for Syracuse.
A team that historically has been known as a poor free throw shooting team, but they're a better free throw shooting team this year than is Kansas.
Graves lost it. Collison in the right place. Gets out of the lane.
Collison's had some pretty good hands, doesn't he?
Incredible. Every time it's in the area, it's not going to be taken away. He's going to snatch it. Graves open. Just as soon as I say that, he loses the handle. Lee underneath. Out comes the orange. Pace. Miles reaches in.
And Miles actually felt that he tapped the ball off Pace's leg, but the official, because of how fast that ball got down the floor, wasn't in a position to see it.
They weren't down there, and I think he may have a good case.
Yeah.
So they got it down to 3 on 4 occasions. Now it's back to 9, and they have a chance really to get it right back to the halftime margin of 11.
Lee is really bodying up Anthony, putting the body on him every step of the way here. Goes back left hand.
Too strong. Collison with the big mitts. 17 rebounds.
Collison has to stay on this floor the whole game.
Let's check out Heinrich way off.
You know why, Jim? He doesn't have the lift on the leg.
Yep. All comes from the feet.
Bad play. Not the time you want to throw that lob inside, even with Warwick, who's long. They had a nice fast break opportunity. I thought Edelin should have taken that right to the basket because he's a good finisher.
His first foul on Heinrich. Thursday, CBS without a trace. Absorbing, compelling, unique. Don't miss an all-new episode. That's what the critics call it. 10/9 Central on America's most watched network. Jim Boeheim out halfway through the second half. His 87 experience here in New Orleans. McNamara comes back in for Boeheim. Tremendous experience, said Jim, for about 5 days, 39 minutes, 56 seconds till they were beaten at this end of the floor on a Keith Smart jumper with 4 seconds to play.
Jim Edelin, who had a high this year of 26 against Notre Dame, so it shows you how explosive he can be.
Back to double digits, Billy, 68-58.
That run has taken a lot of energy out of Kansas, hasn't it? It's really noticeable.
We really felt, though, they were going to get all the way back. They never did.
Again, Miles reluctant to take the outside jumper. Nice pass inside.
And Graves with the lay-in. The first field goal in 4 minutes.
And Kansas's shooting percentage basically is because they've done a great job getting the ball inside. Anthony wanting to post up Lee.
Huge size advantage there, Billy.
Lee is awful strong, though, and he's a good leaper.
Did a great job defensively in that Duke game, the Sweet 16. Edelin, big contribution from the freshman.
Good help by Pace. Not going to get much opportunity for dribbles down inside. You got to catch it and put it in.
A whole fourth, his third.
Jim Boeheim never worries about fourth, though, getting into foul trouble because he knows he can come back with McNeil. And now here comes a guy that's got to stay out of foul trouble the rest of the way. Langford.
It's the 7th team foul. 1-1 for Collison. Yes, Langford returns with his 4. Roy Williams' side needs to start hitting free throws. Roy Williams, the Big 12 Coach of the Year, and boy, this is really a mystery.
Hey, there's pace again. 14 against Auburn. He had 12 against Texas and coming up big in this final. Somebody better start giving him some respect.
Pace has to go outside for help. McNamara in a squeeze. Back to Pace. Dumps it inside. Too strong.
That ball would have been hard to catch if Pace had taken a little off of that. Anthony would have had a layup.
Jim Boeheim trying to become the coach for the 2nd straight year to take a alma mater to the national championship. It was Gary Williams from Maryland last year. Boeheim, a Syracuse man for more than half his life as a player, an assistant, as a head coach. Lee. Fourth. Excellent box out that time.
Collison and Graves are really tired out there on the floor, but Roy Williams has nowhere to go. They're going to have to play the rest of the way.
Ford wasn't looking. Anthony ran to save it. McNamara.
Nothing there for him in the second half. He's, what, 0 for 3 now.
Lee up ahead. Pinned underneath. Ford. Loose ball. Graves.
He was held. You can see Collison not even getting down court that time, really looking for a rest.
Well, Thursday we talked a moment ago about the agency, and now here's CSI. Thursdays at 9/8 Central here on CBS, America's most watched network. This Thursday.
The old sign of a guy being tired. Look at Collison holding his pants down around his knees. A sign of all time that a guy is really dragging.
Another missed front end of a 1-and-1. Collison with only 2 points in the second half. Pace, turnaround, blocked by Heinrich.
Now you know how Jason Gardner fell down. Perfect block by Heinrich.
Edelman rattles out fourth with a huge putback.
Those are 4 points today that Syracuse never counted on. Made his first 2 of the night as well.
And Syracuse now has the edge in the second half. +1 in the second half.
And right now, if you're Kansas, you have got to make this free throw. You got to stop this drain here of giving up opportunities that are so easy. You can see banging on the inside. Graves doing a great job, but he is tired, and Fourth knows he can go ahead and sustain even more fouls.
Fourth has come up with some huge plays. Had the opening basket of the game, put back a moment ago, and now Kansas.
Another
now
miss.
7 in a row. 9 for 23 for the night.
Graves with a great game against Arizona when he had the 13 points and 15 rebounds in that one, but he's a tired man right now.
Lee, rebound, outside Heinrich. Short again. Graves, put back, huge by Langford.
Langford, the rested man. But now you're talking about a 10-point deficit. You remember what Jim Boeheim did the other night to Texas. He started to take some clock off. Will he try it again tonight?
Kick, reset the 35. It has been a physical second half. The scramble is on for the championship. Under 7 to play. Huge story here is the free throws. Kansas has missed its last 8, including a pair of front ends of 1-on-1. Let's go over to Armin Katayan.
Thanks, Jim. Billy, you were absolutely right about Carmelo Anthony's back. Since my last report, I've been keeping a very close eye on him. He's got some problems in that lower left area. He's grabbed it 3 or 4 times during the course of the last 8 or 9 minutes. Back to you, Jim.
All right, he was diving for a loose ball last game against James Thomas, Texas. Thomas stepped on his back accidentally, and that's caused the strain.
But he has Collison on him now, so he can go outside and not be part of that banging around inside. Look for him to take Collison outside with a shot.
Edelman.
Very good maneuver inside.
Leads to a Graves rebound. Snaps the outlet. Heinrich trying to accelerate the pace again.
5 people from Syracuse get back down on defense before Kansas can have 2 on offense.
Kansas have another comeback run. And there's the start. Langford, 19 to lead.
Jim, you can see the difference. Langford, who had to sit on the bench because of foul trouble, is a rested player. Kansas with Collison and Graves are very tired right now. And here's Anthony taking Collison outside.
Back inside, Collison with the foul.
Oh, Anthony is actually showing some pain just running down the floor, Jim. It's not only when he's getting banged around.
Stutter step. Langford runs into Collison. Loose ball to Edelin. Uh-oh. Hold on a minute here.
It's going to, we thought would be a walk. Instead, it's going to be a foul on Langford. A huge call.
And that is number 5 on number 5.
That is a huge call. There was body contact. But really, I thought Edelin was going down anyway. This is a huge call. And I don't know if Kansas can recover without the rest, the freshest man and the strongest offensive threat they had, Jim, going out with 5:36 to go.
Their leading scorer on tonight.
And what put him in foul trouble is having to have the assignment early on with Carmelo Anthony. We knew that was going to be a very tough assignment, giving up that much size.
1-1 here for Edelin. And Syracuse hitting at the other end. Now Kansas, can you just imagine they're shooting right on their average? What a difference it would have made here tonight.
Well, as I said, Kansas not a good free throw shooting team, but went to the line 317 more times than their opponents. So they offset poor shooting by getting to the line more. But tonight, even though they're getting the line more, they're just having an abysmal night.
They would have taken that 2/3 average tonight. Yep. Tough pass. Try to force it in to that zone.
You cannot have a pass where you're looking right into that zone that's from that far out and not have it picked off. That was a good cut by Pace.
And check now the CBS Sports Line stat of the game. And remind you, you can get a complete wrap-up of the NCAA tournament. CBSSportsLine.com or on America Online, enter the keyword CBS Sports Line. Pace makes the move past Lee. Drive home 2.
And there is that unusual left-hand release by Pace.
And Edelin reaches in for the pilfer. Pace picks up the loose ball. 18-4 advantage. Bench scoring tonight for the Orange.
Nice distribution.
Anthony. Heinrich held off Pace. Turnovers the last 3 trips for the Jayhawks.
See what a labor it is for Collison just to get down the floor. He's so tired.
They do look very tired on this possession.
Yep.
Reach in McNamara.
McNamara, who really looked like he's going to break the all-time Final Four record in the first half, has not had a field goal, I don't think, in the second half. Picks up a cheap foul.
He has no scoring second half. Nick Collison, senior night, he talked about his hero, his grandfather, who lost about a year ago. Arden Collison was a tail gunner in World War II, and as always, Dick Enberg, with his eloquence on Saturday, told the story about his grandfather, the World War II hero.
This is unbelievable from the free throw line, but when you're tired, it can have an effect. Finally.
Collison for the night from the line. Really struggling. 3 for 10.
Is Kansas going to try to trap it? They are so tired. That is not going to be an effective weapon. A short bench, and now with Langford out, really hurts him.
Oh! Drive. Miles plucks it out of the air. Syracuse back. Heinrich, though, wants to drive. Reach in. Edelin. Scoop. Collison. Down the 9.
Jim Boeheim at 3:50 still has not tried to take any time off the clock.
Jim Boeheim can look up and see that score. That is the identical score by which he lost to Kentucky in his last final. And that is going to be a turnover.
Now, if you're McNamara, Jim, you want to keep the ball in your hands because you want to be fouled. You're the best free throw shooter in Big East history. You want to keep the ball yourself.
Kansas has it when we return.
4,005.
Kansas, if it is fatigue, does have 4 timeouts. Billy, do you feel like they have enough legs here to mount the comeback in the final 4 minutes?
I really don't, particularly with Langford out in foul trouble. And what you're going to find, I think, is that Jim Boeheim, with that timeout, will say, let's take some time off the clock. We'll see a guy that wants a lot of time to go off the clock, Ronnie Cycli, who played in this Final Four. He and Derek Coleman and company came away with that key smart shot on the losing end.
Heartbreaking loss, and Coach Boeheim wanted as many of the players possible from that 87 team to be here tonight to try to be a part of this if it is in fact the championship night. Heinrich launching 3. Huge.
Great job right there on the penetration and kick out.
76-70.
Carmelo Anthony saw what was going to happen to him, but he was suckered inside on the penetration.
Heinrich's first basket since turning the ankle. Wide open court. No, Collison, be careful.
He has to be very careful. That could have been an intentional foul. A great pass inside and a look. This is just a great play inside by Warren. Fourth makes the catch, and that is his 3rd basket of the night. Jim, after going in this particular tournament 5 games without a field goal.
Gets it down and out for the 3-point play. 3 minutes left.
So you can see what Kansas strategy. They're going to half-court zone trap.
A hold outside. That was called from underneath the basket.
That was Fourth who got called on the foul. Graves really banging inside.
Thursday on CBS. Whole new stream for those left, and an all-new Survivor Thursday at 8/7 Central on CBS, America's most-watched network.
Jim, I think good strategy for Roy Williams the rest of the way. He's got plenty of timeouts to give. I think he almost wants to say, okay, I'm going to use them all up here and use them to rest my players as opposed to strategy. Just let them go over there, sit down, and relax. Try to get whatever legs they have left into them. And if you're Syracuse, you want the ball into the great free throw shooter's hands. McNamara has got to want it and hold on to it till he gets fouled.
Graves at the line tonight, 0 for 3. Solid with that one.
He's had a solid performance, Jim. Very impressed with what this young man has done.
I like what you said earlier. He's been like an all-conference performer during the NCAAs, like a quiet MVP for this team. Tipped around, taken by Anthony.
Another miss, and you can see Anthony grimacing any time he gets in any action at all. This young man really having to gut it out.
Edelin handles so much of the ball this half. That's going the other way.
McNamara has not touching the ball, Jim, and I think that's a big mistake for Syracuse.
2:40 on the clock. Heinrich left alone inside. Collison whipped it down to the corner.
How about that heads-up play by the 2 seniors? And this helps. Roy Williams gets a timeout.
Back to Anthony, and they all back off.
Well, this is a pretty good matchup, too, because Anthony is a superior ball handler. Collison not used to playing a guy this far from the basket. Collison trying to get a 5-second call.
Yeah, he looks over to the official as a reminder. Now a double up to the corner, McNamara. Baseline shut off. Pace stepping in. 7 on the shot clock as we approach 2 minutes. Edelin up and in.
That was a huge play because Kansas had the clock in their favor.
Big possession for Syracuse. Inside Collison.
It was Collison to Heinrich, and now Heinrich to Collison.
Yes, they return to favor.
Like they haven't played together for 4 years.
Another quick timeout. These seniors not letting go of the dream. Kansas commits a foul here in a non-shooting situation. It'll be 1-1. McNamara almost automatic at the line.
But he hasn't touched the ball. He's not aggressively going for the ball.
He breaks long pace in the corner. And again, Anthony will bring it up. An 11-4 run here by Kansas to keep hope alive.
Trying to trap, get that ball out of Anthony's hands.
Pace in and out, and Graves secures it. Almost launched it inside open.
That was Pace again, getting his hands on the ball. You talk about a huge play off the bench. See, McNamara gives up the ball all the time. I don't know why.
Well, that possession could have had it one possession game. Pace, too strong. Warwick, and it's now Collison with the rebound.
Heinrich was open on the side. Lee got it.
Down to 3. 1 minute on the clock.
And you know what? Now Syracuse looks tired. What a gut performance by Kansas.
I don't know if it's tired or dazed because they know Kansas is coming at them. Well, the season started. The first college game of the season was November 14th. Syracuse was in that game. And now the whole season comes down to a minute. Julie Boeheim. Jim Boeheim.
Jim, it's been a matchup. Collison on Carmelo Anthony, which has allowed Syracuse to get the ball up the floor because Anthony can dribble it very well against him. Let's see what Collison does. He picks up a quick foul.
That'll be 1-1 at the other end. Now, the other day, everything went for Carmelo Anthony. 33 points, 14 rebounds. When you look at this sensational freshman season, about the only thing that didn't go well for him, free throw shooting in the last minute. Looked it up, and he's 8 out of 14 in the last minute of the game.
Well, Jim, we have had 2 freshmen become the MOP of the Final Four. We'll never forget Louisville, Purvis Ellison. And the man before that,
Arnie Ferrin.
In 1944, so not many people get there. This young guy is a candidate, but he misses.
Front into the 1-1. A 3 to tie. No need to go there now, I guess.
You can go for 2. Get that ball down inside. Let Collison touch it. There he is.
Step to the basket. Kick back outside. Miles for the 3. Front of the rim. Tipped up. Oh, Graves gets it back. And he'll head back to the line. He went for the dunk follow instead of the securing it first.
But I'm going to give him a lot of credit for battling on the inside. You see that ball up on the rim. Here comes Graves. If that ball had gone in, Jim, that would have been goaltending. So he was kind of lucky, maybe, that it didn't.
2 for Graves.
It's been a nightmare for Roy Williams. He didn't want to even look at this free throw.
It looked pretty good if he was watching. And this is the closest they have been in the second half. Down to 2, timeout, Syracuse.
That picture shows it all.
Down 18 at one time in the first half, 11 at the intermission. Cut it on 4 occasions to 3. Then it swelled back to 12. Now it's 2, and it can even get 1 closer.
Jim, considering these 2 coaches, this is going to be one of the most gut-wrenching finishes in tournament history.
Pulled away by Anthony.
And here, finally, McNamara with the ball.
Heinrich giving chase.
Picked up his dribble.
They just barely got it across in timeout by Anthony. I mean, with about a second left, maybe not even.
Timeout, Syracuse.
With that sore back, it's a wonder he made the catch.
Timeout, Orangeman. 4-second differential game clock. The shot clock. Billy, if you're Kansas, how long do you let it go down?
Oh, I think you go play tough defense right now. No, you can't let it go down to the 4-second mark, but I think Roy Williams has used those timeouts beautifully here to rest his basketball team. If Carmelo Anthony had the good back, I don't think there'd be any problem getting the ball right to him.
Oh, Graves hits the floor. Warwick and Delaney will be the man to the line. Double bonus. He'll shoot 2. And again, Anthony slow to get up.
This young man has been battered tonight, and there's no question in my mind that he's nowhere near 100%. Otherwise, they'd be putting the ball in his hands and just let him control this one.
That is on Collison. And that is it for Nick.
So now you have Langford, Collison, the #1 scorer, Langford, the #3 scorer, both out of this game.
19 points, 21 rebounds in the close to a spectacular career.
Jim, what Kansas could have done not going backwards here. They start playing offense and defense a little bit to save Collison, but too late for that now.
68% shooter heads to the line to shoot 2. Wet Dwayne.
But they're 21-1 when he has double figures, and he has double figures. Amazing what free throw shooting could have done for either one of these clubs.
Particularly Kansas in the second half.
This is huge, Jim, because you can force Kansas to start thinking 3.
Kansas second half, 4 out of 17 from the line.
Unbelievable.
Dwayne one more with 24 seconds. 3-point game. What do you do now?
I think he can still go for 2. You got enough time, but they got to get it up in a hurry. And if they don't, then they're going to have to go for 3.
Heinrich can tie it with the long one, rattles out. Warwick with the rebound, and he'll head to the other end for 2. Oh, Heinrich thought he had made it.
I thought that was a pretty good job by Heinrich to take that shot. Roy Williams did as well. He wants his guys back down court. You're talking about the best career 3-point shooting player that Kansas has ever had. I thought it was a good percentage shot for him.
Look at this for the tie. Back rim, front rim, and out. And now it's Warwick's turn to shoot 2, 67%.
These foul shots are not only being missed by both teams, they're looking ugly. We've seen some bad misses. And there goes the #1 free throw shooter in the Big East down to the bench.
Pace comes in for McNamara.
Jim Boeheim wanting more size on the defensive end.
Syracuse. Oh, and out. A 3 can tie it. Kansas has a shot. Miles to the right side. Heinrich to the top of the key. Heinrich with 4 seconds. Gives it up corner. Lee shot blocked. They have less than a second to go.
It's not how tall, it's how long, and Warwick got a piece of that. It's actually showing no time on the clock, but 7/10 of a second on the shot clock.
So there's 7/10 on the game clock. And Heinrich, I thought he would launch it. Lee instead.
7/10 of a second. I really thought Heinrich probably should have taken it, but you know, Lee's the best shooter they have percentage-wise, but it's just the fact that Warwick, with those long arms, was able to pick it off.
They're going to review now to see if there's a need to add any tenths to the clock. Check it out.
Lee got exactly the shot. If you're Kansas, you'd like him to take, but look at Warwick with those long arms.
At what point do you say it crossed out? Well, they've got to add some time here.
Yeah, I think so, Jim. I would say 1.1. Would you go that far?
I'd maybe even go a little bit more than that. So who will take the biggest 3 at the Superdome since Adam Vinatieri kicked the winning field goal here 14 months ago in the Super Bowl for the Patriots? Kansas 4 out of 19. Yes, they did in fact go north of that. 1.5. 4 out of 19 for the night. Can they find a way to get it in the hands of Heinrich?
Well, obviously, you know it's got to be a 3. No sense going for 2. And if you're Syracuse, you go ahead and don't worry about anybody underneath the basket. Let it go there. But Heinrich and Lee are the 2 guys.
Heinrich starts inside, goes outside. Heinrich gets it. Heinrich puts up the shot. It's too long, and Syracuse is your national champion.
Has New Orleans given us Final Fours or not?
Two great friends, 2 outstanding coaches. Roy Williams out there in the middle of that Syracuse celebration, congratulating Syracuse players. McNamara, who knocked down 6 threes in the first half. Carmelo Anthony, you bet. That smile's going to last a long time. Jim Boeheim has spent more than half his life aligned with Syracuse as a player, as an assistant, as a head coach. And he is bringing his alma mater, the national championship, home. They say he's a changed man, and his close friends will tell you that Julie has so much to do with that. He's become a media darling here in the last 5 years. And Roy Williams, his incredible journey with the Jayhawks, 15 years now. Remarkable things that he's done. And now you wonder, that elusive quest for a national championship, will that quest continue at Kansas? Or will it be for North Carolina? It was another thriller here in the Big Easy. They're 4 for 4 in this city. We'll hear from the Orangemen in a moment.
It's March Madness. Look for specially marked bottles of Sprite and Coca-Cola and watch the tournament on. Your matches, you win. The code for round 6 is the NCAA tournament on CBS.
And
wherever.
Kevin Grabowski,
last time up.
and he does the job. Gets punched. They hit into a 6:43 end of rally, and for all intents and purposes, end of game.
look for the savings at your Toyota dealer now.
Little boy asks his neighbors why they're always working on their yard. Neighbor looks up. Nothing more relaxing. Nothing wrong with getting your hands dirty. Boy's dad asks how they manage it all. Neighbor nods across the yard. Nothing runs like a deer. John Deere lawn and garden tractors. Durability, precision, versatility, and exclusive support for everyone who puts more into their yard and expects more out of their tractor.
Find out which John Deere is right for you at your authorized dealer.
Pepperoni.
At Donato. Bounds. Only Bill Russell had more in an NCAA championship game. As you can see, most Final Fours head coaches, Roy Williams has made it to 4 of them. He's won 34. He now is the guy with the most NCAA tournament wins without winning a title. Now the question for Roy Williams becomes, was this his final game?
Pizza. The Hyundai Elantra, a comparison. More standard features than a Honda Civic LX. All for over $2,400 less than the Civic LX. And only the Elantra is protected by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Looks like we have a winner. Test drive the Hyundai Elantra, nicely equipped for just $11,524 at your Hyundai dealer. Hurry in and get $1,500 cash back or 0% APR through March 31st at your local Hyundai dealer.
Rob Braun and Kid Andrews, tonight on 12 News.
A fitting end to a terrific basketball tournament. The Syracuse Orangemen defeat the Kansas Jayhawks by a score of 81-78 as we welcome you back to the Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. With a reminder, coming up tonight on CBS after your late local news, The Late Show with David Letterman and Dave's guests, Chris Elliott and the Dixie Chicks. That's followed by Late Show with Craig Kilborn. It's all ahead right here on CBS, America's most watched network. And a reminder that coming up a bit later on the postgame show, our special tribute to the NCAA tournament, One Shining Moment. Our Chevrolet Most Valuable Players of the National Championship game are the 2 gentlemen that we earmarked at the top. You had to watch Carmelo Anthony, 20 points and 10 rebounds. Nick Collison, outstanding and valiant in defeat with 19 points and 21 rebounds. Let's go back down courtside and rejoin Jim Nance and Billy Packer. Jim.
All right, Greg. Jim, you've got your beautiful family at your side.
Syracuse has always been a part of your family, so it seems. You told me yesterday that it wouldn't change you winning a championship. What do you say to that now?
I'm happy, but I'm happy for all those fans. You know, they pack the Carrier Dome. They follow us all over the country. They've been with us. I think this building maybe owed us one. We tried to miss some more free throws down the stretch, but I know Derek Coleman was jumping through the TV set, you know, thinking about that free throw, and I'm just glad we won for him. Ronnie Cycli, Sherman Douglas, all those guys. These kids had great heart. We played the best first half we could play. Oh, yeah.
And Julie?
We played the best first half we could play, and then we just hung on. You have to give Kansas an unbelievable amount of credit. We played unbelievable in the first half, and it's a tribute to Roy Williams and Kansas, how they came back and kept coming back. We played the best first half. Jerry McNamara looked like the freshman of the year to me out there, but the whole team has been there all year long. It's just a tribute to all these guys. They wouldn't give up the whole year. They didn't give up tonight against a great Kansas team. I'm really proud of them.
You know, two great coaches here tonight. Roy Williams, you know what he's feeling right now. What did you say to him at the end of the game?
I told him the same thing Bob Knight told me in 1987. You'll be back someday. He'll be back someday. He's a great coach. He did a best coaching job tonight in this game because he got his team back in it. And we just hung on for dear life at the end. We're thankful.
Jim, I don't know if you heard it yet, but Carmelo Anthony became the third freshman in the history of the Final Four to be the MOP. Pretty fair player, isn't he, despite the bad back?
Troy Weaver and I were talking at the beginning of the year, and we were talking about him being the best player in the country. We never talked about him being the best freshman in the country. We talked about him being the best player in the country. I think in this tournament he proved it.
Great job, tremendous job. I know you've done so much for Syracuse all your life. You deserve it.
Thanks, Bill. I appreciate it.
Congratulations to you, Jim, and your entire family. You can color the college basketball world orange because Syracuse is taking home the title.
Your home, your ideas, and the freedom to express them.
Both teams having to dig deep. Really the first great championship game we've had since Duke, Connecticut, and New Orleans is perfect. I want to have Final Four done here every year. Every time it's in the Superdome, it is a classic final. More coverage later on.
Bourbon Street, man.
And Dick's still talking. We'll go back to Chris and company coming up in a little bit. Keep in mind, Syracuse was unranked in the preseason. We'll have more coverage.
It's a feast at Applebee's. I'm me on my own. Add a little spice and it sure is nice. I love them combo. Cajun combos can't say no to twice the meal. Well, I'm gonna get my fill with one great deal. Cajun combos make my mouth go ooh-wee. Spicing it up, can't get enough of Applebee's. Eating good in the neighborhood.
Manager, register 5.
Hey, we're out of... No, we're not. It's like I think it, and it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
.NET Connected Software helps you connect your supply chain. That's software for the agile business. From Microsoft.
Right. I'll see you in Dallas.
Going away on business?
Yeah.
Then stay someplace that has everything you need to succeed in any business. I mean, music, movies, anything.
Whatever business you're in, Courtyard has what you need to be successful.
Are you okay? I'm good. Jolly good.
Make 5 stays and earn a free weekend. Call 1-888-MARRIOTT. Courtyard, your Marriott awaits.
In the aftermath of Syracuse's national championship, Queth Duaney showing the joy of a champion, while Nick Collison reflects the frustration of finishing second in the national championship game. Welcome back to the Superdome, everyone. It's now time for the presentation of the NCAA championship trophy. Here's public address announcer Gene Honda.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to present the championship awards this evening, here is the president of the NCAA, Dr. Miles Brand, and the chairman of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Committee, Jim Boeheim.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me first congratulate two great universities, Kansas and Syracuse, for a great season, a terrific tournament, and a great championship game. And now, the 2003 Division I Men's Basketball NCAA National Champions. Coach Jim Boeheim and the Syracuse Orangemen.
For the first time ever, the Syracuse Orangemen, national champions. We'll come back to New Orleans, Louisiana, to the Louisiana Superdome with more right after this.
Our wireless bills were getting a little high, so now we're just trying to communicate telepathically. Except we're not telepathic. No.
I got something to help you out.
Now you can get 500 anytime minutes from Sprint for $45 a month, plus unlimited night, weekend, and PCS to PCS calling, and a free phone. PCS from Sprint. Clearly, a whole new way to look at wireless.
Right. I'll see you in Dallas.
Going away on business?
Yeah.
Then stay someplace that has everything you need to succeed in any business. I mean, music, movies, anything.
Whatever business you're in, Courtyard has what you need to be successful.
Are you okay? I'm good. Jolly good.
Make 5 stays and earn a free weekend. Call 1-888-MARRIOTT. Courtyard, your Marriott awaits.
We're witnessing a college basketball miracle. Dick Vitale silent for an entire 17 seconds. It must be the crust, the juicy toppings on that delivery pizza.
For fresh baked pizza at home, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Still looking for a better grade of basketball? Just go to Planters.com and you can win tickets to next year's Final Four in San Antonio. Go nuts at the Final Four.
Recently, all the winners of the Car and Driver Best Pickup Award got together for a little reunion. It's good to see everyone again. Silverado, the 3-time winner, the only winner of Car and Driver's Best Pickup Award. Silverado, a truck from Chevy. The most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
4 survivor women and 4 men remain.
It's the battle of the weaker versus the stronger.
But how far are they willing to go to win? All new Survivor, CBS Thursday.
I have to focus. Gather everything I've learned. All my successes, all my sacrifices, all my pain, and concentrate that energy into one moment. That's a moment I'll use every single day of my life. There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Relive the excitement of the NCAA championships again and again with the official 2003 Final Four DVD. Pre-order your copy now.
Is there a happier family in the nation tonight than the Boeheim family in the wake of Syracuse's 81-78 national championship victory? A reminder once again, coming up tonight on CBS after your late local news. Late Show with David Letterman, Dave's guests Chris Elliott and the Dixie Chicks. That's followed by the Late Late Show with Craig Kilborn. It's all ahead right here on CBS, America's most watched network. And still to come on the postgame show, our special tribute to the tournament, One Shining Moment. Greg Gumbel back with Clark Kellogg and Coach Tom Izzo. They will lament in Kansas for a long time. 12 of 30 free throw shooting and 4 of 20 from behind the three-point line. And yet, this Kansas team almost came all the way back, Coach.
Well, we knew it was going to be trouble for their long-range shooting. They just did not have enough weapons, as Clark said. But give them credit for the comeback, and yet Carmelo Anthony was special.
Yeah, he really was, and we felt coming into this game, at least I did, that the best player would have enough help and enough game himself to win this for Syracuse. And Carmelo is a special combination of supreme talent as well as poise and moxie. And again, I mentioned this at the start, he's not alone. He got plenty of help, but this guy is really, really special. Tonight, Greg, it was Melo time.
And a terrific job on both sides of the floor at various times during the game. Turns out to be a three-point ball game, and he will not leave me alone all offseason unless I tell the nation.
Oh, no.
Clark Kellogg picked Syracuse to start this night.
I didn't make you do that.
That's
You're
all
a nice
right.
partner, though.
I'll tell you this, Kirk Heinrich playing in pain, obviously toward the end. Coach, we sat here and watched and wondered if he might make it back.
Well, it was the tough start that really hurt him, but give that kid credit. He hit that big three real late in the game after the sprained ankle, and it shows you what kind of courage those two seniors really had.
Well, those two guys have had terrific careers, and coming into this year, it felt like you wanted to see both teams win. You knew it couldn't happen that way, but those two seniors have really been outstanding for the game of college basketball throughout their careers.
Syracuse 81, Kansas 78. A timeout. We're back to New Orleans right after this.
We've come this far. It's within our grasp. We can do it. You know what time is it? Winning time! I can't hear you. What time is it? Winning time! Okay, on three.
And you go back to over a year ago, though, when they found out that he had prostate cancer, he got a whole new outlook on life. And I think it just changed his whole mindset about how to coach and what coaching means to everybody. And from that standpoint, he really had a different approach to this season after getting through last season, Dick, where he missed a couple weeks with the prostate cancer surgery, came back, coached that team. But the fact was this year with these young freshmen, he relaxed. He had them relaxed. He didn't put any pressure on these kids. Kansas going into this game tonight and Roy Williams had a lot of pressure to win this game the same way Maryland did last year against Indiana. The fact was this, when Syracuse came out early and McNamara started hitting those threes, and we're all talking about Carmelo Anthony. Gentle. Into everybody else for that confidence factor to win this game.
We'll talk more Syracuse coming up, but let's talk Kansas. This was, after all, the favorite. They come off the demolition of Marquette in the semifinals, and it's interesting to note the last 6 teams that won their semifinal game by 14 or more points went on to lose in the championship game. And I think what's especially heartbreaking is the way they lost it. In the simplest thing in basketball, standing 15 feet away with the free throw.
Well, you're exactly right, Chris. We could sit here and analyze, critique, talk about the 2-3 zone, talk about the great length they have with their arms, taking away passing lanes. But it's a simple motion of standing on a free throw line and making free throws that really created a nightmare today for the Kansas Jayhawks. But what a career when you talk about the two guys, Heinrich and Collison. What a career they have. They epitomize truly what the term student-athlete's all about, and that's what Roy Williams has been about. And he'll handle it with a lot of class. There's no doubt in my mind. You know, Digger, getting back to the point you made about Jimmy Boeheim, I remember sitting in a room. We're not that good. He told me then. He said, Dick, we are going to be good. And when we get Edelin, we're going to be very good. I ask you, where are all the experts, the coaches, that didn't have him in the top 20 till February?
Yeah, he loses the first game of the year. And then Roy Williams, he ends up going 3-3. And
Yes, sir!
The Masters is on CBS.
Hey, honey, what are you watching?